Now, Deutsche Bank is facing an investigation from the U.S. Justice Department as part of a probe of Malaysia's 1MDB investment fund. In separate developments, it's emerged that Deutsche Bank cut ties with Jeffrey Epstein earlier this year. That as federal authorities were preparing to charge the financier with running a sex trafficking ring of underage girls. Joining us now from Frankfurt is Bloomberg's financial supervision reporter, Nicholas Comfort. Nicholas, good to have you with us again. I mean, it doesn't seem a day we don't talk about Deutsche Bank, partly because of the restructuring and now because of these very negative headlines for the business. Why is Deutsche Bank then now in the crosshairs of the 1MDB story? The Deutsche Bank certainly don't want to be in this limelight. So the reason that they're involved here is because a former Goldman Sachs employee then went to work for Deutsche Bank, and the Goldman Sachs employee was involved in the 1MDB matter. Deutsche Bank itself has not been accused of wrongdoing at this stage. It's important to note, and they say that actually some of the findings that the DOJ has released already, or some of what they noted, also say that they were tricked, they were duped by 1MDB, and that they see limited role for them here. Let's see how it turns out. It's certainly not the kind of publicity that Christian Sewing, the CEO, wants at this stage. He said that he's put the bulk of the bank's legal issues behind it. He used the word stabilize the bank on Monday. And so this reminder of the bank's history of litigation is the last thing he wants at the moment. And what about these other new revelations then surrounding links to Epstein? What was the lender's connection with Epstein? When did they sever the ties?
We don't actually. That's one of the most interesting things, is we don't know a whole lot about how Epstein's finances have been structured over the years. We know a lot about his spending and a lot about his very visible assets like houses and cars, but we don't know a whole lot about his finances behind that. And well, let's face it. I mean, people have a right also to banking services. So there's nothing per se wrong with extending operating as someone's bank, but it is an unwelcome reminder again of those client practices that Deutsche Bank has had. They came in for a lot of flack over how they treated Donald Trump as a client before he was president, and beyond that, it's just again a very high-profile case, and people in the United States are really looking at this, focus on this, and to have your name associated with him is not a pleasant thing for Deutsche Bank, especially since they've said that the U.S. is their second most important market after Germany. So again, not the kind of headlines they would be hoping for this week.